All right, you ready?
Looks like we got a new subscriber, Miss Melinda Ward.
Oh, next.
I think literally just a moment ago. I am ready.
New comment. Guts TV. Nope.
I don't want to see that.
I'm still laughing at baby head gangster. All right. I don't want to know.
It's fine.
I don't want to know. Okay, come ahead. 3, 2.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Who gives a fuck? I don't care if he personally kicked Candace Owens and her stinky
cray cray.
No good thing starts with, I was thinking about my ex.
He ain't learned his lesson. That's a brother ain't gonna learn shit.
I know this is gonna be unpopular and I don't care.
Let's keep this shit funky.
What's happening? What's cracking? What's unpopping, good people? Welcome to the Unpoppin Show, home of unpopular opinions. I am the one they call T-Storm, and joined by, as always, my brother in crime, DJ Mike Swift.
Thank you. Please pay the cost of admission as you come through the door. Please hit the notification button or the notification bell. Hit the drop down, select all, leave a like. If you feel so inclined, leave a comment. And thank you for joining the Unpoppin family.
I know coming in seems like a lot of instructions, but the show is free. Damn it, you can do something.
A couple little things ain't gonna hurt you.
Yo, we tap dancing for your ass. At least you could press a few buttons. I mean, jeez. Oh man, a lot of things going on since the last hour. Right, get your soft shoe on. Like yeah, a lot of things has been happening the past couple of weeks since we last did a show. I celebrated my birthday. Now my birthday was early on in the month, February 6th, but I waited to the end of the month to actually celebrate it. So I did a party. Big shout out to Shelly Wade, my co-worker Shelly Wade, and DJ Mr. C came and partied, tore down turntables, and of course, my homeboy DJ Caesar also came up and rocked out with me. Got folks flying in. I felt special. I should have had on like a little tiara or some shit.
You mean you didn't?
No, I did not. No. No, it was cool. A lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of folks that just, follow me on Instagram came out and hung. And that was a really good look, man. So I appreciate everybody that came and partied, helped me celebrate my half a century. So yeah, it was a good night. Speaking of birthdays, big shout out to Big Boss Man over at 94.7 The Block, Skip Dillard. It was his birthday last week. And mastermind behind doing a surprise birthday party, Mr. C once again, put something together so we were able to surprise Skip at the office, and that was kind of cool. Skip is a very, very mellow dude, positive brother, man, and he liked to be able to do nice stuff for nice people, man. So it was a good look. The whole crew came together, and what's now being referred to as the Block Association, as per Miss Jones. So we are now the Block Association, and we were going down the line of everybody's duties. What's your title within the Block Association? Mr. C is like the he's like some like a representative of shop representative or some shit like that, right? I get to be janitor.
Clean up all this
clean shit up. The clean up man. Yeah. Also, big shout out to Ed Lover, man. Ed Lover.
That's right. He had a birthday, right?
He celebrated a birthday as well. Big shout out to Dan Tanner. What up, Dan? I got the call to ask if I could come do a set for his birthday, and I was like, absolutely. I was in there with the likes of DJ Black Smoke and the world famous Brucey B and DJ Goldfinger. Like I was in there with some top tier talent, and I'm not so shabby myself. I got to do my thing in there. It was fun. Ed turned 60 this year, and he has no problem with it. Like he just actually, now, if you see him these days now, he talked about this on the air that he used to dye his beard, jet black and everything. And one day he just got tired of doing it and looked himself in the mirror and was like, you know what? I like this. And so he's rocking the gray beard now. So big up, distinguished gentleman. Yeah, you talk like, my thing, so I have gray in my beard and mustache, but not enough for it to look serious.
What does that look like? What does a serious gray look like?
My shit look like I'm like a Dalmatian. Like it's not real. I got polka dots in my beard, man. It's not fully formed. This is crazy. Look, so
it looks like you got some milk from your cereal.
on a call, both of my brother Kevin and my mom, they both asked me separately, "Hey, what's that on your beard? What you got on your face?" Like nothing. There's nothing. There's just my mustache. What do you got something in your mouth? It's gray and it looks like a piece of paper or a booger. So I don't dye it until it fully goes, at least be half gray. So, just having polka dots in your beard is not a cool thing. So I have not arrived just yet. So
I just, and I know some brothers my age who, they dye and all that. I just, honestly, it's just one more thing for me to do. I'm like, I just don't. I already got to shave. I already got to, I got to take a shower every day and brush my teeth twice a day. And I got to worry about dyeing my beard. I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, the way I justify it is I still got a head full of hair. So goddamn it, whatever. And there's no gray up here.
Look, the only reason I grow it on my face is because I don't have it on my head.
Right. And then I'm not a hairy person. So a beard on me, I can't grow. What's on your face? I can't grow all that.
It took me a minute. Like I couldn't at first. It took a minute.
How long?
Oh God, I haven't shaved. This is representative of God, maybe like December.
December?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I was still no. They wouldn't have. I would still have like peach fuzz.
I'd have to go back and look at old shows. I think if you go back to maybe November, I was still shaving and I had like the 5 o'clock shadow happening. Okay. And then I just said, whatever. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out for me. And then like the goatee never fully connects like I wanted to. So I look like I got a hole in my beard. Like so I'm polka dot and a hole in my beard. Like it's just crazy.
Wait, do you have alopecia?
No. Not at all. At least not that I know of.
We could use that to segue.
I was about to, man. I see, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great segue, but Mike is trying to strike up the mean streak in me because that was an alley-oop to say some really, really crude
I was setting you up.
I gotta say, Chris Rock knows a bitch that do. See? Okay.
He went all the way in.
Oh man. I'll tell you what.
He earned it though. He earned it.
Don't even try to remember. Just take a trip down memory lane with me from Saturday. Hold on.
Everybody knows. Everybody fucking knows. Yes, it happened. I got smacked like a year ago. Last week, I got smacked in the fucking Oscars by this motherfucker. And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ear. Drums, please. But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gayle crying. You will never see it.
All right, so I'm going to pause it for a second here, just to kind of get to the meat, a little more of the meat of what him actually like going in full in. Chris held no bars. He held no. He didn't hold back.
I took it like mother Pacquiao, okay? Man, did it hurt? Yeah, motherfucker, it hurt. And people are, well, you guys are fighting all the time. We're not fighting. First of all, I know you can't tell on camera. Will Smith is significantly bigger than me. We are not the same size, okay? We are not. This guy, Will Smith does movies with his shirt off. You've never seen me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. You think I auditioned for that part? He played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie in New Jack City. But Will Smith practices selective outrage. Practices selective outrage. Because everybody knows what the fuck happened. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that. I didn't have any entanglements.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
I did not have any entanglement. And for people that don't know, and everybody know, his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit, but for some reason, these put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? That we all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel?
That was the best joke of the night.
Man.
That was the best joke of the night.
What is that? So
Why the f would you do that? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He didn't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch. And
trying to get to the
Charlemagne called him a bitch. And the Breakfast Club called him a bitch. And The View, and The Talk, and every rapper, and the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. They
That
called
was
his
the
wife
joke
a predator.
equivalent of an
Everybody called him a
exclamation point.
bitch. Everybody. And who's he hit? Me.
When he's
And he know he could beat. That is some bitch ass.
I'll stop it there. He did refer to her as mind you, he never said Will's wife's name. Instead, he referred to her as a. It's like ain't nobody picking on. To quote, ain't nobody picking on this. What he said.
Yeah, she started it and I finished it.
Yeah.
He referenced what was it, the Oscars?
Yeah, when he was hosting, right.
And Will didn't get it, so she didn't want him to go. And
right.
so look, I watched this last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was by far his bravest stand-up that I've seen him do, but it wasn't his funniest.
Okay. You know, I look at stand-up and art. It's where you are.
Yes.
Music and, you know what I'm saying, musicians. So you can never expect an artist to repeat a performance or for it to be received the same exact way every time because you're not in the same space every time.
Agreed.
Even the same jokes, you can perform the same jokes 3 times that night and it'd be received three different ways. I've experienced this. You know what I'm saying? So it's subjective, and people go, it wasn't out. There's some people that's like, oh, I never liked Chris Rock. It wasn't that funny. And all right, whatever. I think it was, I agree. I think it was some of his bravest work. I think it's also, represents where he is today. He talked about his daughter, he talked about a lot. This is what everyone picked up. This is what everyone picked up on, because this is what we've been waiting on, the clap back. But him referring to options as killing
and if you're watching this on YouTube and you're wondering what the hell did T just say, go and listen to the part. Well, maybe I'll just translate.
No, don't worry about it. I get it.
I'll take out the two inflammatory words and leave in killing, so people can piece it together, I guess.
So he talked about a lot. He touched on a lot. He talked about Meghan Markle being shocked that the royal family was raped. I mean, there's a lot he talked about, man. I had the honor of watching this live. I watched it live. So there was a pre-show and an after show. Arsenio Hall on the pre-show predicted that Will Smith would be somewhere smacking his TV off the wall. So, yeah.
Look, two things.
Yeah.
One, I said it's his bravest work, but it's not his funniest.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were saying, you watched it live, this occurred to me. It's not a fair comparison, because a comedy special that you see traditional comedy special is not done in one take.
Correct.
It's the best delivery of each bit from a number of performances put together to make one show. Correct. He did this live.
As stand-up should be.
He had to deliver with no mistakes.
He made one.
He made one, but he bounced back from it very quickly.
Yeah.
And he called himself on it. He just was like, I fucked up that joke. And then he kept going. But when he made the mistake, because he made the mistake of calling, what was it? Concussion was the name of the movie.
Yeah.
He called it Emancipation.
Right.
But I think everybody knew what he was talking about. Right? Like, because immediately it was like, it hit me and I was like, it couldn't have been Emancipation because it wasn't out then. So it had to be that NFL movie.
Right.
Well, technically it wasn't an NFL movie, but
right.
Anyway.
About the NFL. But in any case, yeah. I mean, he's a professional. He's been doing it for all of his life.
Pretty much, yeah.
But my take on it, I wondered how the Smiths reacted. And I mean, did they watch it live? I'm sure they heard about it.
That's how they reacted. There's a picture of Will Smith crying on the screen.
So I was just thinking maybe three things to help the Smith family, help Will Smith feel better about Chris Rock's selective outrage. I'd like to hear it.
Right.
Here we go. Well, he was talking about quite a few things, and I'm sure he got at him. Are they even? I don't think so, but I mean, it was very inflammatory. He went there. He reminded the Smiths of the entanglement that they're trying to forget. So 3 things to help Will Smith feel better about Chris Rock's selective outrage stand-up special. Well, I would say 1, perhaps have Tisha Campbell smack Jada for him.
Why Tisha Campbell?
It was, she probably wants to smack her anyway. And it was, there was always these rumors about Dwayne Martin and Will, and it was all types of rumors and stuff going on. And he can't smack Jada, so I mean he could, but that would be terrible. But so fair playing field. I'm sure the Jersey and Tisha Campbell wouldn't mind. rocking her left cheek, just because of something that's happened before, along some lines.
Like I'm from a small town called Slap Silly, and you're making me homesick.
Yeah. So that's the first thing. One thing. Second thing, I think Will Smith should return to music and re-record that song "Sorry."
Oh.
Will Smith singing
"Sorry is all that you can say."
I mean, at least it will be a hit without causing physical damage to somebody.
It would be a hit.
It would be a hit. And the third thing Will Smith can do to feel better about Chris Rock's Selective Outrage, Margot Robbie.
Listen.
Again. Ladies and gentlemen.
And see, my list was very short. I was gonna say a divorce and some side.
Well, one of those things is already happening, but
and there are very few things that Margot Robbie can't make better.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying. She scares me a little bit, and that's kind of hot.
I had the pleasure of attending the De La Soul experience this week here in New York City at Webster Hall. It was something that was kind of already on the books before Dave of De La Soul passed away. They were celebrating their music being released on all streaming platforms. Finally, their catalog, and it was like being back in the 90s all over again. It was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Because the for the most part, the audience was of a certain age, but not like what they was partying out on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying? All the DJs that rock, D Nice, Clark Kent. There's more DJs. I can't remember everybody. Forgive me. Got a freestyle from Chuck D, Talib Kweli,
nice.
Common got on the mic. Impromptu performance from Drez, Black Sheep, Queen Latifah, and Moni Love. Both did, rocked. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of cool. I mean, I'm always a fan. Especially you get to see Queen Latifah, because she's more in the television and film space these days. But to see her still, like she ain't lost a step. She's still hip hop, and that's like my big sister in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. So Queen Latifah, if you see this, just know I have immense respect for you. I enjoy your music and happy to see all the things that you've done in entertainment. It's just really cool. But yeah, and then De La Soul touched the stage, and represented, and it was emotional for, watching them talk about their fallen friend and brother, and, kind of going back to what got them in the game and all the, the fact that they were fans of the music. They talked about being, fans of the Jungle Brothers, in the beginning, and then becoming brothers to them, working with them, becoming equals to them, hang on, I may have a little clip for you to hear. Check it.
What's up, y'all? How you feeling?
That's Pastor Noosh.
Much respect to everyone here.
And it was packed.
Everyone up top, everyone on the bottom. When I asked y'all all a fucking question, I said, how do you feel? We feel blessed. Our hearts are heavy. but our heart is also light with love. For my brother David Jew Jalacore. I was born in the Bronx, and I did move to Long Island. The first person I met was this beautiful human being named Regina Peters. And she made me feel really good about myself. The second person I met was a brother named Mike Jalacore. And for all you who don't know, Mike Jalacore is the brother of Dave Jalacore. And he meant everything to me. And by me meeting him, we forged a relationship, became brothers, became more than brothers, became partners in something that created an energy that everyone around the world has humbled us by respecting and loving. I am truly thankful for all of you who are here. You best believe my nigga Dave is looking down right now on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was something I would have loved to be at. I ran into one of my homeboys a couple nights ago, and he got invited, but didn't go.
Oh, wow.
And he was like sitting there, and I was like, dude, you should have went. He was just kind of sitting there staring off into space like, I should have went. Because that's a once in a lifetime thing. That will never happen again.
Yeah, it was history. It was like New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle counted down the last 10 seconds before the music was released at midnight. It was going, and they dropped these daisy balloons. They had these, decorations with De La Soul and flowers all over the, all over the wall. And as you can see behind me, I brought one home.
Nice.
So it was a good night. It was definitely a good night.
I'm officially jealous. Just so you know.
Good. Because you got a beard and I don't. So can't have everything, God damn it.
Listen, you got height and hair on your head at 50. You got a wife that speaks another language. Like, sounds like you're winning.
Touche. Okay, so there's been quite a few things. Are we going to touch on any? Are we going to get to?
Can we talk about Michael B?
Yeah.
I got to talk about Michael B. Okay. The man had his moment. He had his moment.
I've to date, as we're recording this, I didn't get a chance to go see Creed 3. I'm a fan. First of all, I'm a big fan of the Rocky movies.
Yes.
My family will tell you, anytime it's on TV, I'll sit and watch it through commercials and all. I don't care. I'm a fan of the movies in general, right? And for them to do what they did and take, to branch off a story, a black story at that, you know what I'm saying, was and they've not sucked.
No, none of them
movies
ever sucked. No.
Right. So
those movies, the Creed movies are, to me, more in line with the first Rocky movie than any other movies. Because if you go back and you watch, it's two movies that I think people should rewatch with a fresh pair of eyes, especially if you're a Stallone fan. Mm-hmm. The first Rocky movie and
the
First
original,
Blood.
The original for Rocky.
Yes. Rocky,
okay. I
think was the name of it.
Yeah, I think it's from like 76 or 77.
Was it that far back?
Yeah. The first film was like in 77, maybe 78. And the sequel came out like 80, 81.
But I think you should rewatch that film and First Blood, which was
Rambo.
Which, a bit of trivia, Rambo was never in the title of the first movie. Right. It was just First Blood.
First Blood, right.
Those films had heart. He had to actually be an actor. They were not blockbuster films when they came out. They were movies. And then a blockbuster, kind of a franchise, was built around all of them, and they got more and more Hollywood as they went along. If you go back and you watch them, but the heart and the acting and the being impoverished and the coming from nothing and the adversity and the building yourself and all of that stuff that was in that Rocky movie is in the Creed movies.
Rocky was originally released. The first Rocky was released in 1976.
And the second one was 79. So
Yeah.
we didn't get an 80s Rocky film until what, 82 when Mr. T?
Mr. T, yep.
Yeah, Rocky 3.
Yeah. Okay. So do I play the original clip first?
Yeah, play the original clip because it gives it context.
All right, here it goes.
Got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say cry. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now who's the sexiest man? Because I thought you.
Okay, okay. First of all, I didn't hear that. I didn't see that part of the clip.
Both them brothers was being super petty.
Yo, okay.
That was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Man, but he's right. What kind of question is that? Why are you asking me who's sexy? What are you doing here?
What's happening right now?
Right. What are you hoping to hear from me? Like, what are you trying to get here?
I was going to say something real foul.
I think she got called to the carpet, man. I mean,
she did.
And to be honest with you, I don't blame Michael B. Jordan either.
So for everybody who is listening, who hasn't seen that clip of video yet, they're on the red carpet for Creed. The young lady interviewing went to high school together. I think it was.
I believe it was like junior high school.
Junior high school, one of those. They went to school together, and she called him the corny kid, and he remembered that apparently, and he called her out about it. And in fact, her name is L'Oreal, I think. And she does a podcast, and she was on the podcast talking about him from back when they were in school. And it actually wasn't her who said he was a nice, corny guy. It was the other person on the show who said it. And she co-signed it, but she's culpable.
She's also on the Morning Hustle as well. The radio show, syndicated radio show. Big shout out to my homie Kyle Santillion, who just took over the mic over at the Morning Hustle. Just wanted to plug in my homie real quick.
It's all good. So if you haven't seen the video, Michael B. Jordan has this look on his face.
Waiting for you.
He been waiting for that since he was 13. He's
waiting on you. Oh yeah, no. Oh, I got you. Oh, word. Yeah, okay, yeah. You need this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was corny. That was corny, right? Remember that, right? Oh, okay, yeah. You said you agreed with that, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it was that. It could have been way worse.
Oh God, it could have been way worse. He even continued to do the interview. Like it was a whole thing that was clipped, but he did a whole deal. And most brothers would have just been like, and just walked off, right? Like,
like I ain't talking. I was corny, right? No, I'm not talking. Next, walked off. I didn't do all that. You just a gentle reminder. I'm the shit now. And you need me. Continue.
You would take me at a drop of a dime right now, without hesitation or question.
Right. Should you be honored to be to such next to such corniness, as you called it? You know what I mean? So and there's a bigger conversation here, but I want to get to the next clip because she ended that interview by telling him he wasn't corny now, and the world kind of grabbed that and ran with it. And then one Mr. Joe Budden.
Girl is some corny.
I can see that.
You being
That's
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today, allegedly
I
sexiest
wouldn't have
man
did it on my-
alive
I
in
wouldn't have
all
did
of
it
these
on my-
blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. And if I bring back them white girl rumors, then it's gonna sound even crazier. Then it's gonna sound crazier, because why you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? We don't even talking to white like that. But I'm not gonna make it racy. They say I make everything racy.
Okay.
So I know you got a joke that you don't want to tell.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to do it.
So I'll be serious, guy. Because I don't think I've been him in the past couple of shows. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't try to be. Look, could he have handled her with more grace? Yes. Did he have to? No. Was there some obligation for him to? No. Did he call her out of her name? No. Did he disrespect her? No. He let her know.
I remember.
I hear you, and I remember.
Yeah. I mean, be it petty, possibly, sure. Could he have just kind of gone along? He could have just not done the interview at all. But he gave her the interview, right? Everybody, hey, yeah, we know each other. We go back. You said this, or you agreed with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's a little ribbing. That's all. He didn't talk about like your mustard weave or something crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could have said something crazy if he wanted. He didn't. Just like, yeah, no, you called me corny. I remember. No, you said it. Okay. It wasn't that bad. For Joe Budden to kind of call him, say it's corny that he did that. There's some corny stuff you've done, brother.
You know,
bring up white girl rumors. I mean, what's the rumor? That
he dates white women. He dates white women.
Okay. I don't think, is it exclusively? Is like that's all he seeks out? Is that what you're trying to say?
Obviously not, because he went out with Lori
Thank
Harvey.
you. That's the point, right? So what are you saying? What's the point? The whole corny thing, man. And we can talk briefly about this. In the hood, in the community of,
That's exactly where I was finna go. Go ahead.
What's deemed as corny are people that actually stand for something, are about something, and trying to, are not wrapped up in the street life. I saw a post that was saying something like he don't have an edge or something like that. And what is that? What does that even mean? Why is that? You need to feel like your man can slap the shit out of you to
yes,
for him to be a valued, a prospect for you. You need to feel like you don't know what's going to happen. You're going to choke the hell out you. It's like, come on, to me, that's corny. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So to answer your question, yes. For some women, the perception of power is tied up, and the perception of masculinity is tied up with the capacity to inflict violence. They want to know he can, but they also want to know that he won't to them.
Okay.
A lot of times, if you can and you have, then you will.
Right.
So, but no, I agree with you 100% that it's sad to think that even still now, because that existed when I was in school too, right? Like I was I liked comic books and cartoons, and I wasn't really into football and all, I wasn't that kid.
Right.
So I was corny. I liked science. I was corny. But as you become an adult, right? Like that affects you when you're a kid, but you become an adult and you're like, all right, it is what it is. But you look back at it and you see it for what it is. It's just this misalignment of what we need to have and what we desire in our community. We need to have more of the corny. We need to have more people that are focused on science and achieving, right? Because his thing, he did an interview and he said, essentially he said he focused really hard when he was young so he could really live and wild out on the back end of his life. And he was just very focused and disciplined on the front end of his life. We need more of that. We need more people thinking that way. And we need fewer people shaming that type of thinking. And it's like the photo. Let me put the picture up. It's a picture of the two of them side by side. And it's very interesting to me. One, based on his behavior and how he lives his life, represents the not so positive part of our community. While the other, based on his behavior and how he lives his life, represents the positive part of our community. So for the one to be calling out the other, and then it be the underpinning is, why you treating our sisters like that?
Right. That's
it's some skeletons in the closet that we trying real hard right now not to pull out.
I wouldn't even call them I wouldn't even call them skeletons. They full bodies out in the open, but
it's bodies.
Yeah, just laying out on the carpet, but we won't go there. Anyway,
a lot of folks on Twitter and Instagram did go there.
Yeah.
They went after him. His comments on Vivica.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. The
Melissa Ford stuff.
There's a bunch of stuff. And
the
everybody
chick that was on his
everybody has their thing. Come on, man. Come on, Joe. Anyway, I think it's unfortunate. And I mean, also, I guess it goes to it. Success is the best revenge. You know what I'm saying? If they viewed him as corny, and if it wasn't her that said that she co-signed it, but there was other kids that was where are those other kids now?
Not making the third Creed movie, voted the sexiest man alive, and probably can have any woman he wants.
And that's not to say, movie star is the most important thing. It's one of the flashiest things. But did anybody become a doctor out of that crew?
Look,
did he never? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did. I don't know. But I'm just saying, what accolades? What the kids that weren't quote unquote corny? What did they be? What did they do with their lives? Anyway.
To me, it's less about whether he became a doctor or an actor or a musician or a soccer player or whatever. He displays the traits of a highly driven individual. No matter where you put him, he is going to achieve because that's just who he is. That's how he's built. So if he didn't become one of the greatest actors of the now time, he went into science, he would have been a highly successful scientist. It's less about what he does and more about his mentality. And the more you talk to and spend time around highly driven people, you start to understand that about them. And it's like, damn, it don't matter what they do. They gonna crush it.
Yeah. Speaking of crushing it, there's a cat I ran across on the internets. Actually, I found this in the shade room.
Oh, God.
Just listen.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, I do not want. And I don't give a What nobody think about it. You're not gonna force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're gonna be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I wanna be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
Oh my God. Wait, so before we dig into this, let's do some math. He's got 7 children by 7 different women.
Yeah.
And he said most of them take to plan B.
Before. So that's
or choose the other option.
Option, correct.
So
to terminate the
yeah. So how many are there? Like, bruh, how, bruh. I'm gonna look direct, bruh.
So I mean, okay. And so okay. This is
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot
to unpack there. Okay, so no, this is not the 70s. You know, there was 60s, 70s. There was a free love era. And at the time, the worst venereal disease might have been herpes. Now you got HIV to worry about. And I don't hear people talking about that a lot. Like that's not on your mind at all, bro. They're jump offs. You do the bare minimum and you're not using protection. Look, man, I think a kid is penance for the decision to do, like, wow. That's
Here's what I see. I think T sent this to me earlier in the week, and my response was, he dead ass wrong and right as hell all at the same damn time. He should not. Let's be honest. People, especially in hookup culture now, people get out there and they get it in. If you go get out there and get it in, wrap it up. Double wrap it.
Saran wrap. Aluminum foil if necessary. Whatever.
And not just for not having kids, but for, like you said, sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah.
So he dead wrong for that. The other thing is, if you know you don't want children, and you know you don't want children from the jump offs, then you definitely need to be either wrapping it up or not being with the jump off. Like, there's a level of responsibility that he has to take.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the other side of the coin, I see one irresponsible man and 7 irresponsible women. Because this type of guy, he didn't show up. Let me switch the shot so he up. That dude didn't show up like Casanova. He didn't show up like a nice guy. He didn't show up like somebody who wanted to spend the rest of their life with you and be with you. And he makes a very good point. I did the bare minimum and they gave me their body.
He said something like, hey, Shawty, what that mouth do? And they was with it. Oh, he got edge. There's the edge. There's the edge I was looking for. That's what it show up as.
This makes me sad. It really does. It does.
Yeah, I mean, because and he's he said y'all will be looking for me, so that means they don't have his address. They don't know nothing about him.
This is the guy who is not going to take care of his children. This is the guy they're gonna have to take his license. They're gonna have to throw him in jail. He gonna quit his job. So
they got to find him first. They got to find him first. If he said bare minimum, what was it, a club hookup?
I guess maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But look, here's the other thing that bugs me, and just because I'm thinking about it while we're talking about it.
Mm.
The first time he did it, right? He went raw. He shot up the club, and she said, "I'm keeping the baby," and he was mad.
Mm.
He did it again, and the same thing happened the second time. It took him 5 more times to finally be like, maybe I should do some things differently.
Okay, so Mike, you're assuming this was over a span of time.
You make a valid point. It could have been like Monday through Sunday, right? And then there was other ones because he was like, these are the ones who didn't want to go with my plan B option.
Right.
So he was getting it in. So my question to the ladies, the 2.5 women who subscribe to this channel.
2.5 women.
What is it? Let me go back so I can get him. What is it about him? That's so, like, let's take what he's saying off the table and just look at him. If you saw that guy, would you be like, ooh, let's just do this with no protection in the backseat of my Jeep or in the back of the club bathroom? Like, I'm trying to understand. And no shade, right?
No
shade.
No, it's plenty shade. It's plenty shade. It's plenty shade, bro. Come on now.
Not on his looks and nothing like that. That's what I mean. No shade on his looks. I'm just very curious about how a man presents and why that would be attractive to multiple women. Multiple. 7 that he got babies with, and the other ones that he don't. I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm so curious.
Well,
and also so happy I'm not in the dating game anymore.
We are outnumbered. And then depending on what city or state he's in, maybe outnumbered even more. There's always one that will. You shoot your shot. Oh, you ain't going?
That's true.
All right, cool. You next. What's up?
That's a lot of shots.
A lot of shots. Hey, listen, he's definitely into quantity and not quality. So
he's definitely into pause.
Definitely into quantity over quality. And then he called them jump off, so it's certainly not quality. It's just
they gonna wear his pockets out. He ain't gonna have no money for the rest of his life.
That brother running. He was like, catch me if you can.
He gonna have to. Because if they catch him, look, and this is what's awful. This is really awful.
This is assuming they know his name. This is assuming they give actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's and I have no reason to believe him, but I believe him.
Oh, I believe him. He's running.
Yeah. If he's saying for him to say, these women, he did the bare minimum, whatever that may have been. That means they don't know his name. Really. They probably ain't really going on no date. He didn't say he was dating these women. These were jump offs. It's a phone call. Not these days, not even a phone call. It's a text. Hey, You up? I'm coming through. Done deal.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So
I do. Look, the God bless the baby mama that catch him first, because she gonna get the best deal.
She can be the. I would call it a Christopher Columbus, but that means there will be a woman before her.
It probably was.
All right, we running over a little time.
Yes.
I would touch on the Angela Yee thing, but at this point, it's kind of, I feel like it might be beating a dead horse.
Can I? Speaking of beating a dead horse, can I give a update on the Tennessee cop? Do you remember that story?
No, fresh memory.
So there was the Officer Hall, I forget her first name, Megan, I think maybe, in Tennessee, and she had relations with 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 of her brothers in blue.
Oh, the
Thomas the Train.
Thomas the Train. Soon as you started describing, that's all I saw was the image of her face on the train, and I remember now.
Well,
talk about getting it in. Yes. What's happening with her?
I think 4 of the officers have been fired, 3 of them suspended, and she is now in court suing the department, and the city, I think, is named, because she said she was forced and groomed, and she didn't want to do any of that stuff, but she did it anyway.
Huh? Forced and groomed by who? She was the supervisor.
No. She was a rookie cop. She
was a rookie.
Yeah, she was a rookie cop. 2 of the gentlemen were sergeants. So they were superiors. And then I think the rest of them were just regular kind of beat cops like she was.
Beat cops.
I promise I did not mean that way.
Yeah, they were beat cop. Because she was a beat cop too. Beat with an ugly stick.
Oh, she wasn't that bad looking.
The fact that you have to put the word "that" in front of "bad" says it all.
Oh my God. Rolling Stone reported in a new lawsuit filed by Megan Hall, the disgraced former Tennessee police officer, is suing the city of Laverne, I think this is the name of the place, and 3 of her superior officers, claiming she was, quote, sexually groomed. Hall, who is married, said she was vulnerable in a department dominated by much older men. She was subject to constant objectification and harassment. Hall claimed members of the department threatened her job if she did not return their advancements.
Okay. Listen,
the chief of the department was fired because they said he knew about what was going on and did nothing about it. Invited her into his office. It's one of the dumbest lines. The lawsuit claimed that Davis, the chief, once asked Hall to come to his office to, quote, dance for him, tried to get her to agree to, quote, lunch dates, and constantly described her clothing as hot girl summer.
Only thing hot was a mess.
This whole thing was a hot mess. All of it. All of it. Look, I think the chief should have been fired.
Yeah, agreed.
He should have been fired.
Because this is 2023. Let me preface this all and say, if what she alleges is true, that she was groomed, that is absolutely horrible. to feel, like you have to do something to keep your job, actual in nature. That's horrible, and she should sue. And but if she was having her hot girl summer and was just kind of going with, and this is her way of trying to justify, okay. Just follow me for half a second.
All right.
There's been countless stories in history of white women having physical relationships with black men. And then when it comes out, they scream the R word. They say, because
it's a get out of jail free card.
Correct. And that's that's happened way more times than we know, right? This woman was married, and it could very well be her quote unquote get out of jail card to say they did this to me, they forced me, and if it's not true, she should pay the consequences for lying, because what she's describing is. You have to beep out the word. I didn't mean.
Of course, no, it's fine. I'll catch it.
But what she's saying is that she was violated. You know what I'm saying? Repeatedly on her job, and if that's true, that's terrible. But if it's not, there should be some consequences. I mean, she's already lost her job. That's one. But to allege, because she's not being arrested for what she did. She just got fired.
No, like none of them are being arrested. Because
Right.
I don't think it's a crime. It just I think it just violates code of conduct, and it's messy, and you probably don't want that on the job.
But what she's saying now, that sounds like it could be a crime.
Well, I don't think she levied those allegations directly. It was more of an atmosphere was created where I couldn't say no.
And what does that sound like? You get what I'm saying? That's murky.
I think I think the definition of that word has been so many things have been included into that category now that there's a lot of gray area. We'll just say that. There's a lot of gray area. But here's what I will say. For those allegations, I think it is going to be very difficult for her to prove her case while off duty, still doing these things, sending and sharing pictures, having a relationship with one of the officers' wives, and then bragging about the member of one of the African-American gentlemen around the office. That generally doesn't align with.
Oh, I had to do it. Right.
Right. The behavior associated with things being groomed or an atmosphere where you don't want to participate. Right.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Right. I don't know. Listen, everybody who was fired deserved to be fired. Everybody. There is no situation here where I think people are being dealt with unjustly. No, you did that on the job, bruh.
Yeah.
You and I said this the last time we talked about it. You looked at that situation and said, I've been on the force for however many years, and I'm just going to risk it all for physical contact with a woman.
Yeah, they stupid.
Everybody who got fired deserved to be fired.
They stupid. I mean,
it was dead wrong.
Listen, I mean, based on, cardinal rule number 1, you don't poo where you eat. That's one. And never, they all stupid. Stupid.
So it'll be interesting to see how this case plays out. I think she is going to be successful in her lawsuit. I think that, yes, I think the city is going to pay up because it was such a mess. And it is an uneven number, right? Like she was the only woman on that shift, right? It just don't look good for him. It doesn't look good for him. I think it might be a get out of jail free card being played. However, it's enough circumstantial here for her to have a case. She's got a case, and I think she's going to win.
Well, we know anything about the police departments and government agencies. They ain't put out all the cards on her yet. So
that's probably true.
So
probably true.
We shall see, to be continued. Until then, hey folks, we appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening. Definitely want to hear what your takes on any of these subjects that we talk about. We'll see in the comment section. Tell a friend. Y'all be safe out there. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.